Greetings, hello, and welcome. We are Crypto for Joe, cryptocurrency and blockchain ideas for your average Joe. Speaking today with expert in the field, Cayman Nava. Cayman, how are you doing?
Doing very well.
So we've talked about DeFi before, and I know that, for your average Joe, there's a lot going on in that space. I'm not going to sit here and try and your shows are usually 5 minutes to try to pack too much in there, but it's important. And I know that the CEO of Coinbase just has been speaking with the SEC because Coinbase is trying to give 4% on money that's parked there. And the SEC came back, typical bully tactics, shut them, basically subpoenaing people, even though Coinbase was trying to be, as upfront as they could. And I understand that there's other companies that is already doing this. But so demystify DeFi for us and just kind of, and look, the average Joe may have to watch this 30 times in order to get it, but just walk us through the possibilities of DeFi right now in September 2021.
Yeah, so DeFi stands for decentralized finance. Just kind of starting from the very basics here. And the idea behind DeFi is that you program in different tools in the finance tool belt into these smart contracts. So it's fully executing. The idea is that it's either fully executing on chain or, to the largest extent possible, executing entirely programmatically on chain. So there's not really any custodians that are holding the money and then creating new products on top, derivatives on top. Mm-hmm. It's all kind of happening programmatically. And so because of that, you get increased scrutiny and increased transparency into the inner workings. And ideally, it's more stable in general, less prone to catastrophic collapse. In its current incarnation, a lot of these protocols, these DeFi protocols, are all over collateralized, which is to say that there's more money kind of locked up at stake than there is being lent out or than there is being moved around in such a way that the system can kind of always cover itself. So there's not really, while there are some like DeFi insurance products, it's mostly without the need of an outside insurance, because the system, if it were to go into a defaulting position where it kind of defaults, it has enough money in its own vaults to pay back. It's kind of designed in a way to always be able to pay itself back, even in the kind of default scenario. Mm-hmm. Some of the kind of tools in the finance tool belt, there's borrowing and lending. This is a really big one. So the way it works is, if you want to borrow some kind of crypto asset, you first put in some other crypto asset up into the box, lock it up as collateral. So if I want to borrow some Ether, I can put up some US dollar coin, USDC, and I can borrow Ether kind of against that USDC. There's entire crypto protocols and apps that you can use that basically just do this. And there's kind of a fluctuating interest rate that's on the borrow side and on the lending side, and it's all based on how much money is actually being lent at the time. So if a lot of people are actually borrowing a token, then and there's not much of that token left over for others to borrow, it makes the system will set that interest rate high. If there's a lot of money that could be borrowed and not very much is borrowed, then that makes the interest rate really low. Mm-hmm. And there's several of these protocols. It's pretty prolific. On the other side, another really prolific tool in the tool belt is what are called automated market makers, AMMs sometimes. And basically, it's a really unique system of being able to trade between two or more assets that may fluctuate in price. And it's done in such a way that it's kind of an alternative to an order book system. An order book system, you go into maybe you've seen this in like Coinbase or something like that. You log in and you see all these orders at different price levels. This is kind of an alternative to that system. The way it works is you have token A and you have token B that you're wanting to trade between. You set up there's two pools of money. One it's token A, a bunch of token A, and a bunch of token B. And whenever someone wants to trade between A or B, when they want to buy or sell, depending on how you want to look at it, money from either pot is used to pay them out. The price will change in a deterministic way based on how much is bought or sold and how much is in the pots. So every buy or sell will move the price, a fraction of a percent. And the way that people, it's like, where does this money come from in the pots? Well, people are incentivized to put money in the pot because they get a little fraction of a transaction fee. So whenever someone does a trade, there's a little bit of a fee. And the people who put the money up, who are the market makers, they get some of that cut.
Well, let's do this because I'm fascinated by 4% return on savings is unbelievable. And I look at my bank. I think my bank gives me something, 0.0 or whatever. It's almost nothing. Or let's just say it's nothing. So let's do this. Let's just say I got $10,000 without explaining anything about what you're doing. Tell me how to set up my money. Tell me what websites to go to and what to do so I can get on the bandwagon to get hooked up with my DeFi program. Just lay it down.
Right. Okay. A very simple pattern could be, you got $10,000. You put your $10,000 in Coinbase.
Okay.
You convert your 10,000 USD to 10,000 USDC, which is Coinbase's dollar token on Ethereum. Okay. Now you put that 10,000 USDC, you go to the, you put it in your wallet. So you withdraw it from Coinbase into your wallet. You go to, there's a protocol on Ethereum called Yearn Finance that kind of abstracts away a lot of the different strategies that you may have for getting a little bit of return. Okay. So you go to Yearn Finance, they've got they call them vault, that you can put money in. So you go to the USDC vault and you look at the return. It's roughly, 5%, something like that. Okay. You click, you click deposit and you enter in 10,000 USDC, you click deposit, and now it's deposited in this vault, and you should then slowly over time, see your deposit, that number increase.
Outstanding.
And then when you're ready to pull it out, you click withdraw, and then that can happen at any time.
Obviously everybody should be doing that because it's like, at this point, it's like free money because it's available, it's legal. It's just, I think as the people that are borrowing get bigger, your returns are going to get bigger. Right now, there's a lot of people that want to borrow a lot of money and low interest rates, which this offers. So, this is just the beginning. You're able to get 4% plus. I think, people should be flocking to this, but again, not exactly headline news. So anyway, I will thank you so much for that. And I may go back and watch that a couple times myself, try to get my mind around it, but appreciate you. And we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.